First, to answer the question, what is wrong in this world today? Almost everything. I mean, excuse me, what is not wrong is much shorter list than what is wrong. It's so many things wrong. And, you know, I'm so tired to listen of complaints of my generation, of our artists and people, you know, what is wrong and what, you know, is wrong on this part of the world and what's wrong in art, what is wrong in society, what is wrong about nature, about Earth, about planet. And I think that it's so important that see what every individual on his own can do to make things better. And I'm always for action. I want to do things. And I was thinking, if I take the Hudson, which is like a small town, who have every single characteristic of the big town, in which I mean, poverty, rich and poor. Then, you know, crime, racism, you know, political struggle, political differences, religion differences, everything the same like anywhere else, but in small scale. And if these people in Hudson would be my first visitors in this kind of institute, and by being there for 6 hours, or coming there more often, and see if they can make the change in their life, whatever they do in their own work, because this is not for artists, this is for everybody. And if this experience can change something in their life and change the way of seeing our world and change the consciousness, we are creating prototype of society in a small scale, which can affect maybe somebody else. And let's start small. So, after Artist is Present, my work in MoMA, I stand up out of this chair and I was not the same person anymore. I understood that for me it was very important kind of sense of urgency. There is not much time left and I have to have something like my legacy, because the only thing you can leave behind you if you leave this life, it's a good idea. So for me it was really a good idea to create my institute, not my legacy like foundation, glorified your own work, but just like real institute which actually you can deliver other arts and other types of work which is not mine. So let's go through this whole presentation. Next. So the first thing that I want to know, just a little bit history how this whole institute come into the function. I teach over more than 25 years in performance art, and I understood it was really important in the teaching performance art to clean your house, but not the house outside of your body, but your house in your body. And I'm just going to run through a few ideas that you see how I done this with the students, mostly, you know, minimum between 12 to 25 at a time. So this all, it's about concentration, it's about perception, self-control, willpower, you know, really pushing mental and physical limits. And it's about how you to put yourself in the difficult circumstances to find out, you know, how you can deal with them. Okay, next. So the people will come, you know, in the remote area. It's very important there is too cold or too hot, but never comfortable, because as the Sufis say, the worst is the best. And we will all sleep in the sleeping bags together, and we will wake up in the morning, never in any kind of specific time. Sometimes 4 in the morning, sometimes 6. It will be snow, mostly I like snow, and they will go naked and just jump and do different exercises, you know, in that kind of condition. Next, they have to sign the contract with me that for 5 days there is no any kind of taking food and only would drink the water. Large quantity of water, herbal teas, no food at all. Next. So the breathing exercise, we just go through these slides. So I just wanted to give you fast the view. Walking was very important. If you don't eat and you use really your energy to create these long distance walks, would take 7-8 hours in no any kind of important direction or no aim, and then coming back, just the walk as itself as exercise. Then this was done in Australia with the running fence exercise. Some exercises are very tough and very charging. Next. This will be like measuring the water in the stream. Next. So the very important exercise, when you get all into this kind of situation, you get so angry. You get angry on me, you get angry on yourself, why you're doing this and all the rest, which the mind works this way. So to stop the anger is wonderful exercise. You can do it anytime you want in your own time. You know, to be angry, to repress anger is bad. To express anger is not good either. But how you deal with anger, you have to change the pattern of anger. To change the pattern of anger is very simple. You literally, when you're really, really angry, Just concentrate or breathe once, deep, with full lungs oxygen. You stop breathing, and you don't breathe till you really get blue, till you really think, if I don't breathe air now, I'm just going to burst. And the moment you breathe this air, the enormous pleasure and satisfaction of breathing this air and having this air, the lungs full of your air, 90% anger is gone. It's no anger anymore. Okay. So then is the slow motion exercises, all day going slow motion, or one day all going very fast exercise, doing everything too fast or too slow, and to see the relation to time. Next. This is a nice exercise. We are talking Copenhagen, January, 6 in the morning, going to swim, not bad. Next. Touching, feeling the energy exercise. Next. The color exercise, very important, how the color create emotions and how color create a reaction on our nerve system. So I ask the participant to look 1 hour, the red color, blue and yellow, 3 primary colors, and then write about reactions on that colors. Next. So one exercise, during the day, at the end of the day, how is very important to actually understand this incredible thing falling from the wake time to going to sleep. Just that moment you're awake, and next moment you're sleeping, but you never remember that actually transition. So we are really learning to concentrate. And if you can create this transition from the wake state to the sleep, you actually can remember your dreams and become like reality. Okay, next. All right, public body. So this was about how you can actually prepare the artist for performance. Public body, for me, I understood that public is always somebody who is looking outside at something, but they never really go through direct experience. So they create all these elements and objects that actually put the public into the situation to experience themselves and to see what it does this to them. So I create this body of work called public body. I went to the Brazil and I sit in the mines and I just wait till the minerals tell me what to do. I wait for an idea, and that comes the idea. Next. So it's objects for human use. I make the objects for human use and objects for non-human use. So next. So the object, this will be like now, this is in Japan, in Tokyo district. People go to shop and they're tired, and they will just go and press the body on the 3 crystal pillows, this rose quartz, head, heart, and sex, and get energy. Next. So when you see the people, sometimes you see just people facing the wall. You don't even see the object. Next. That will be the family situation. So then I also deal with the 3 basic body positions: standing, sitting, lying. Okay, next. Next. And then, I just made the shoes from amethyst. When I told the workers that we're going to make shoes of amethyst, they think I'm definitely crazy because, they're 70 kilo, 150 pounds. But the idea was not to walk in them. Idea was to stand in the position of the walk and create this mental departure with your mind, not your body. Next. So on the furniture, in the same way. Next, we'll just go through. This I call crystal cinema, better than television. Next. And then I also create objects. This is done in Germany, never could be done in America. This is a normal person from the public taking his clothes off, going to these objects and creating, this is soul operation table, which you actually, you're curing your soul with the different colors could be adjusted. Next. So the public become actually the work. Next. Or that really smell good. This is like 50 pounds or 60 pounds of chamomile, dry chamomile in the bus. And their public is request to stay 3 hours. They never want to leave. We have to get them out. Next. And then I have some objects for human use and for non-human use, because, there is this other parallel reality that we don't even want to learn and to see and to exist. So I made these objects for this, something that we don't see. Next. The little chairs for the spirits with the water. Of course, you have to clean the spirits, so we clean them with the brush. Next. And these are made from crystals, because the spirit can only be cleaned with crystals. Next. And all this experience, I'm going very fast, is that I learned something out of all this, and I create something called Abramović method. And this Abramović method I exercised first time in Milano last year. I create objects that the public have to use them and interact with them on the much longer scale. So this proposition was 2.5 hours. Next. So I would like to show you just the reasons why I do this. So can we put the light down? It's only 1 minute. I come from Orthodox background. My grandmother was always going to the church. As a child, I used to go with her. I was very impressed by the icons, especially Serbian, Greek, and Russian Orthodox icons. Then I heard all the stories about icons making miracles and creating an inner light. In icons, it is all about the internal journey of enlightenment. In a state of pure consciousness, you produce light and project it to the outside world. The light comes from inside. Okay, so this is the introduction with the Abramović method that I understood actually that in a moment of stillness and contemplation, there's something else is happening and you really get contact with your own consciousness yourself, which we normally don't do in real life. So I made these objects again for standing, sitting, and using. So we just go through them fast with the minerals. The headphones people, next, please just go next. The headphones that people having is, stop here, please. The headphones for people having on the ears is not to hear the music, is to stop any sound. So in complete silence. And what is interesting here, the group of normal visitors are participating in this experiment and other visitors are looking them. So it's actually artist is not there anymore necessary because we create kind of perpetuum mobile situation that the ones who observed become the public and the one who are public become observed. And it's continuously, going into direct experience. Next, which is interesting in this project is that you are observed, you're filmed, you're photographed, and you're in the gallery situation, and still you are actually much deeper with the contact with yourself because there's nowhere to escape. You
Where
have
is
to
this,
go.
Marina?
Huh?
Where is
this? This was in Park in Milano last year. And so next, okay? So after all that, I decide now is the time to make institute. Let's really learn more. And that's what I decide to get the building in Hudson, in upstate New York. And I just show you fast what is this. Next. So the institute is there to preserve the legacy about performance and other forms of immaterial art. Next. So what is immaterial art? Immaterial art it's opera and the music and the dance and the theater and the film and performance. And for me, which is the next one, which is the most important is actually we are not talking here with this institute, we are not talking here anymore about performance itself. We are talking about culture in general. We are talking how we can unify culture together with art, with science, with new technology, and the spirituality to create something like a new idea of Bauhaus, to create some new platform when really different things can happen in this kind of in the society. All right, so I really start first to study history of long durational artwork because for me long durational artwork was the key why I got to this state of mind. And I understood in long durational artwork is not just the artist is going through the change, but also the public who is there with the artist. There is something fundamentally changing in a consciousness when you see something which is long durational. So in history of long durational work, let's say we have to start with Wagner. I mean, in 1800, he made his operas was 15 hours. He even gave instructions to his singers what they have to eat, what kind of how much the liquid they have to consume. They never leave the stage during this performance. Next. We have the Eric Satie in 1893. He made 850 times to perform this piece in successions. Next. Again, Stohausen, 29 hours or more. Next. One of the most extreme pieces is John Cage. This piece was made in Germany and is start performing 2001 and is going to go on for 639 years, and we're going to finish in 2660. We all of us are very dead. But that's
How do
really,
you know?
huh?
How do you know?
How what?
That
How I
bloody
know
dead.
that is the really serious age. Okay, next. And then with Pina Bausch, we had a different World War, things 3 hours and more. Next. Douglas Gordon, who actually slowed down the Hitchcock film Psycho, and on 24 hours. So you go into dinner and you see just a knife in the shower, you've made the dinner, you stay with friends, you come back, and still the knife didn't go into the shower. So a really long duration of video. Okay, the Christian Markley, very important 20 hours piece. Next. David Levin. It's an interesting piece that he's the German. He actually asked the actor in Berlin, who mostly plays Shakespeare, to go and plant potatoes in the potato field outside of Berlin. And for 1 month, the Shakespeare actor was actually planting potatoes, and he invite the public with the buses to come to see him in a completely dislocation, and quite interesting idea of possible new theater. Next. Te Ching, it's the artist who really make the longest performances ever. He made 5 performances. His performance was 1 year. This was 1 year sitting in his cell in the house created. Next. Or punching the clock every hour for 1 year. Or, next. The Terence Cole. Terence, are you here? Where's Terence? He must be here. So he made this wonderful piece in the gallery, where this is sold, and he's with his niece going around and around during the time of the gallery, which is 7 hours a day for 5 weeks. And sometimes he rests and then continue this pilgrimage around the salt. Next. So the Tino Segal. Okay, let's keep all this. Can we go to the Hudson itself? Okay, this is my pieces. Who cares? Go. All right, mission Hudson, because I want to go to the point. All right. So next, where it is. You see, it's 2 hours with the bus or the car, and it's between Dia Beacon, the BART, the Williams College, the Masmoka, and Howard. So it's really kind of location, the center of upstate, New York. It says that this is the building. Next. I went there with Rem Koolhaas. Rem Koolhaas, for me, it's a really important architect of this century. And I asked him to come and look the building and propose to me the model with the ideas which I wanted to put in, how we can make master plan. Next. So the building was existing. There was built in 1929 as a theater, and turned into the film theater later on, and then community tennis court, and then can host 1,500 people normally seated. This is how Rem Koolhaas starts. Okay, so this is how it's going to be if we have 20 million to build it, which we don't yet. But we're going to take with the bus the participants from the station. It's just a school bus. We painted white. All right, this is what is going to happen. Completely glass construction, opening, lights coming into the building. Okay, this is the back side. So have to be movement, collective, mind, spirit, body, operational. Next. It's very simple. If you want to go into the building, you have to commit yourself that you stay there 6 hours, and you give the word of honor. If you don't stay 6 hours and you don't give the word of honor, you can't actually go in. You have to give to the institute the time in order to get experience. Otherwise, there is no deal. Okay. So this is orientation hall. You have to put your watch, your camera, your telephone, and everything in the locker for 6 hours. This is such a release to be out of your phone for 6 hours. This is one of the major, the thing to do these days. And you get headphones to block the sound. Okay. First thing what you do now, you're free and you have your own time, 6 hours, completely free, all by just for yourself. you do the slow motion walk to, slow down. Next, the first thing you do, you go to drinking water chamber. Drinking water chamber is a simple thing to do. We can't live without water, but we forgot to drink water consciously and to have the time and space to do that. So here, you take the water and you drink in, just in different way you ever done before. Next, you have the crystal chamber. Next, you have so all these things you see before, there's going to be this. You have the chamber for the, for the human use with the chairs. This is for the spirit use. The little chairs are for spirits. If you don't see them, that's your problem, but they're there. Then you have levitation. You have this luminosity chamber with the, lying on the, again, in the lying position with the crystals. You have the magnet. This is magnets and change your energy field. Next. You have this one, facing the wall. Next. Levitation one we try to do with the scientists, that you actually calculate the magnet field and that you can levitate and not feel gravitation at the same time. Next. The current chamber, this is all different story, how to deal with that and not go into it. Next. The sound chamber, that we can actually hear the sound. Blood bank, very complicated. Is really almost science fiction. I'll talk to you later. Science chamber is it's something that after the artist is present, the American and the Russian scientists got interest in me, and they started experimenting with my brain. And they find out that if you looking into total stranger without speaking one word before, that actually subconsciously brain have enormous amount of function. And now we are experimenting and analyzing data. Can we see just what's happening? This is on the right side is my brain, and the left is the unknown person. And then after very short time, the brain starts functioning and actually creating signals. So we will have scientific chambers that we will analyze different scientific phenomena. Then we have Tesla chamber, because another scientist we want to make.
What's a Tesla chamber?
Tesla chamber is going to be for anybody who wanted to create Tesla, to recreate Tesla experiments or create something in homage to Tesla as a scientist. Next. And then you really went through the chambers. Now you're a little bit tired, but also you're ready to see the art or to see whatever is happening in the main hall. So you go to this prototype chair number 1, or you take the prototype chair number 2. And you roll, like on the wheelchair, into the main hall. And then you look things. And then you look into, in different, there's one hall, just go fast. Next hall. Next. 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 And then you get tired and you fall asleep. Then you're transported to the sleeping dock. And this is really important, because your experience and your consumption of art never stop. Even in the sleep, you're there and you're secure and you're free from your phone. So you sleep. Then you wake up, so 6 hours is gone. You can go for the lecture next, or you can go to the library, or you can go to see more things, or you go through the whole process again. You get your certificate and you leave. And now in Illuminato, we made a prototype, which is literally a little tent, who can travel, and is only 2 hours experience, and is only 7 chambers. And now we're going to put on the truck and travel around, so that prototype will be some kind of fundraising, also the possibility, but also the people to understand and could experience on 2 hours what they can experience on 6 in these chambers. So that's all, more or less. Thank you.